Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another tutorial. I know I kind of come in and out of the channel, but I'm going to start posting a little bit more, so I hope you guys are down with that. Today I'm going to show you how you can get this really cool kind of liquid glitch effect. I think this is really fun. We're going to be using a little rotoscoping, and I already kind of did that, so if you aren't familiar with rotoscoping, I recommend you check out some of my other videos. Without wasting too much time, let's just get right into it. So, as you can see in my timeline, I have two clips here. The bottom clip is the background, and the top clip is my rotoscope layer. So you can see that I already kind of selected this out. So I'm going to turn this back on, and now we can start adding effects to this. So the first effect we're going to want to add is going to be turbulent displace. So I'm going to drop that onto my timeline. And I'm going to drill down into the effects down here so we have a little bit more control. And I'm just going to go to like 4 or 5 seconds or so. And I'm going to start off by having the complexity be something like 1.8. And then I'm going to make a keyframe for the amount at 0. And then I'm going to go about a second forward or so. I'm going to set the amount to be something like 180. Now the next step we're going to want to do is going to be to the evolution. So I'm going to put the evolution at 0 starting out here. And then at the very end of the clip, I'm going to set it to something like 1.5. And just like this, you can see that we're already getting this trippy effect. You know, let's just keep it going. So I think the next step is going to be adding chroma abbreviation. And then pretty much for this, we're going to want to set all of these initial points, the red, green, and blue. We're going to set these at 0 to start, but right now I'm just going to pick where they're currently at so we kind of end on this similar look. And then I'm going to just make it so they're either 0 or kind of the opposite of what they are. So I'm going to make this one 0, I'm going to make this one 10. Actually, no, I'm going to make that one 0. I'm going to make this one 0 as well. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'm lining up all my keyframes over here so that these are happening at the same time. So now you kind of see how the clip starts off normal and then it progressively gets a little bit more trippy, which I think is really fun. So the next step is going to be adding some glow to this. There's some plugins for glow that are better, but I'm just going to use the stock one. Keep it simple. Now this one you can kind of overdo it a little bit, so you want to be careful. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make the glow radius something like 100. Actually, that might be a little too much. I'm going to start it off at 0. And then going to move it to be 0 again. And then I'm going to go over here to the threshold and we're going to play around with that a little bit. Let's kind of see what it looks like as we adjust it. Alright, so I'm going to start with the threshold at 100. And then I'm going to make it something like 70. And then I'm going to have it go back to 100. Now I'm just going to hit U on my keyboard so we can consolidate all the keyframes, make stuff a little bit more logical. So over here in the keyframe assistant, I'm going to hit Easy Ease on top of one of these turbulent displace layers. That just helps it so that it sort of ramps on as opposed to just going from A to B in a linear point. And you could even play around with making some of these other layers Easy Ease. This is kind of something where you just want to mess around and kind of see what works for you. And just like that, we have this really trippy effect. Now, I really think it's cool how the glow is kind of coming on and then we get all of this craziness with the background. But just to keep it, you know, a little bit more interesting, I'm going to maybe duplicate the glow threshold and the glow radius. So now it's kind of flashing on and off. I think that adds an extra layer. But again, you're going to want to play around with this stuff a bunch and kind of just see what works for you. But I think this is a really fun effect. So if you guys thought this was helpful at all, please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a ton. I'm going to be dropping some digital products soon, so just stay tuned.